the show. Today, we can officially say that the Twilight Saga is finally over. Yes, it feels like it's been going on for a long time. In fact, way longer than it deserved to. But with the final installment released, it's safe to assume that this nightmare has come to an end. To think we had to deal with years of these films, which the very fact that it even had the chance to become a franchise in the first place, remains one of, if not the most embarrassing moments in blockbuster history.
Embarrassing? It's disgraceful.
Not only that, but due to the franchise's success, we've had to deal with a shitstorm of these kinds of movies on the market, officially known as Twi-clones. What is a Twi-clone, you ask? Well, it's essentially any film that's based off a melodramatic, supernatural, young adult novel. We got such titles as Beastly, an emo's take on the Beauty and the Beast story, starring Vanessa Hudgens and Alex Pettyfer. And then there's The Howling 8, Reborn. Yeah, can you believe they actually made 8 of these fucking things? Starring Lindsay Shaw, Landon LeBuren, and Ivana Melchik-Thorpe. And who could forget that timeless classic, Red Riding Hood, done by the same director as Twilight, starring Gary Oldman, Billy Burke, and Amanda Seyfried. That dead chick from Veronica Mars. And then you've got today's subject, a film simply titled I Am Number 4. On the surface, this movie seems like just another film capitalizing on the Twilight craze, and that's exactly what it is. Not only that, but it was also based off a book written by the guy who got chewed out by Oprah for his phony tell-all book, A Million Little Parodies, so we can only expect good things out of this one. So let's all start counting to 3, which might be a little bit higher than most Twihards can count. This is I Am Number fucking 4. So the movie begins with an overview of Earth using some intense music, giving the illusion that it's about to transition to an exciting action sequence, and instead it just cuts to a camping area. One of the campers gets ready with his alien carving knife as he looks outside for danger, only to be absorbed by some foggy effect as the other camper makes a run for it. We're then treated to a scene that's filmed in the dark, so we can't really see the action.
This fog's starting to obscure the action.
What action?
Oh.
As the other camper is then killed by a group of burn victims.
That'll teach him to be a drunk driver.
What the... Xander, what are you doing here?
Well, I just stopped by the neighborhood and figured, how the fuck did I somehow get all the spam emails that were addressed to you?
Wait, what spam emails?
Don't give me that. I've been getting them ever since your Jetsons the Movie review, saying how you completely mispronounced the French term for the Three Colors trilogy, or how the Rio movie wasn't meant for your demographic, or how you kept referring to Gabriel's horn as Peter Gabriel's horn, or how you ruined Raggedy Ann and Andy for so many people, or how sloppy your Beast Machine's retrospective was. And there's no telling what you're up to next.
Well, I'm doing a review of one of the Twi-clones.
Ooh, playing devil's advocate once again, I see. Good luck with that.
The fuck is this problem? Well, anyway. We randomly cut to a jet skiing competition where we meet our main protagonist, played by that guy I just mentioned from Beastly, and the movie suddenly transforms into a teen comedy romp for some reason.
To have a bachelor party. Yes! We celebrate the death of Jim with a party in his honor. Chicks and boobs, tits and ass, titties, tatas, casabas, bazungas, all up in our friggin' faces. Come on, buck up, fellas, show some enthusiasm.
He decides to take a swim with this girl in the water, But before he gets to motorboat her, he starts glowing, and an invisible radioactive shark bites him in the leg. He wakes up the next morning to find his dad coming to get him. The film then lingers onto a shot of the Geico mascot for some reason.
I hope he's got a real low deductible on his car insurance.
As we see them burning shit as they head off while the gecko sneaks aboard.
This is the part I hate the most. The running.
Okay, so now 10 minutes in, we finally get some narration.
People think he's my father. He's not.
As we learn he's an alien and his dad is some kind of guardian or some bullshit. He talks about scars in number 2, and that he is one of the 9 kids who came to Earth, and apparently they're being killed one by one.
It was the first sign that the Mogadorians had found us here on Earth. They are hunting us down one by one in order.
It appears that these Mongolians have OCD.
I know I'm next. I am number 4.
And we have a title.
Daniel won't be in school the rest of the semester.
He receives a new identity and mentions how he saw number 3 in a vision. As they head off once again, they trespass on private property and decide to make it a new hangout.
It's Bernie Kosar. Played football. Yeah, he played for Cleveland.
Wow, they've been on Earth for God knows how many years, and the best information they could find about Bernie Kosar was that he played football for Cleveland? What, you're not going to mention the fact that he has a concussion that's so bad he often seems like he's drunk off his ass half the time?
No disrespect to President Foote, but there is friction between academia and athletics, whether we should be the Ivy League of the South or a football school.
We see the lizard sneak out of the truck as it turns into a dog?
Hey, Paradise.
They take new pictures for his ID, and they see traces of him were online. And they hear something outside where they see the dog lizard, and he brings it in because all the girls in the audience need yet another thing to fawn over. And they call him Bernie Kosar.
How about Bernie Kosar?
Oh, so they just mentioned him just so they could give the dog a name that's never going to be mentioned again? What, did he also go through severe brain trauma or something? Shush. We then cut to some random scene where some girl is trashing someplace. I guess it must be that time of the month. Where are those tampons? You know, the whole time this is happening, that Adele song that just got out of my head a few months ago starts playing again. And it just does not fit the tone of anything. It's just a famous song playing in the background because it's a famous song. She then lights up the stove and blows up the place. But it can't just be an explosion. Oh no, it has to be a slow motion walk away from an explosion. You know, this shit was stupid when Wolverine did it both times. Yet they're trying too hard to tell the audience just how much of a badass she is. The thing is, we know absolutely nothing about this character. Is she good? Is she evil? Does she have some sort of agenda? We don't know. She just shows up right out of the blue and acts really tough, and tops it off by doing that slow motion walk away from an explosion. And it's completely unironic. They actually expect us to cheer for this bullshit. Meanwhile, we cut back to the 4 place as he's about to head off to high school with his new identity.
Forged documents.
And even though he distinctively chose to go to school, he decides to express this scowling face for no other reason than to pander to the tween girl demographic that seems to find this look really attractive for some reason. We then overhear some argument over some girl who makes candid photos in order to establish her character. It's almost like she was important or something. The two of them bump into each other and they converse some bullshit as she takes him to his locker. His phone rings with the least subtle song this movie could have selected. Hey, any more of those songs in the WMG might start muting my videos again. It's here where the obvious bullies come along, and this film becomes a kids' movie featuring teen protagonists. We follow up an establishing shot of another character named Sam. We then cut to a montage featuring a song pretending to be all deep about teenagers' feelings when it's really just full of shit. And there he is again with the oh-so-marketable scowling face.
spot. Heads up, UFO, brother.
These are the lamest bullies ever. I mean, they make the kids from Slappy and the Stinkers seem legit, but they at least have the excuse of being kids. These guys seem to be in their late 20s. In fact, I'll even go as far as to say that they're like the kind of characters the Aspen episode of South Park was making fun of.
Stan Marsh. Stan Darsh is more like it.
Darsh. Will help.
Way to go, you just ruptured his organs. This, of course, captures Miss Snap's attention as the actual teenager wanders off. She puts the picture onto the internet as yet another fucking emo song is playing in the background. It's now obvious why they spent so much time early on destroying any evidence of their existence. It's in order to force-feed this romantic subplot into the mix.
Invisible. You heard me when I said...
I believe it was one Mr. Plinkett who said that just because you add this sort of tension doesn't automatically make us care about the romance. The next day, we see the class watch a short film with a severe lack of MST3K-like commentary as the lead bully tries to hit on our main character.
How you settling in, bro?
Got a bit of a soft spot for freaks, do you? It's cute. It really is. You are adorable.
But I can't tell since this writing is like something out of a shitty fan fiction. Apparently it gets him all hot and bothered as he's getting blue rosy palms. Apparently what he's having is a legacy.
I call them legacies back home. You, the 9, you're the only ones who have them. Your powers will only draw attention. You keep yourself in check. You understand?
He then disobeys orders once again as he runs off and acts like Superman's mentally challenged cousin, Bizarro.
God damn it, he broke the fucking camera. Only find a replacement lens. Let's cut to commercial break.
Speed. Marker.